You're listening to Figure Knights Theater Podcast. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook by searching for @FKT Podcast, on Instagram @FKT Pod, and our email is fktpod@gmail.com. Write us with your questions, suggestions, and comments. You can find our podcast releases on iTunes, Google Play, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube, and many other podcast apps.
You're Schatz Merkel.
Andrew Schatz Merkel.
Yeah, who the heck is Schatz Merkel?
That's right, Andrew Schatz Merkel.
When did you guys hyphenate? When did you guys marry?
Am I the beaver?
So am I the anonymous dingo then?
Am I the beaver?
Depends what you're clicked on.
I think I'm the fucking beaver.
All right, I see. The beaver is at what did you
no,
get?
I'm
This
not.
is on your own. I quit.
Well, we don't have a female in the podcast anymore, apparently.
Josh, you're gonna have to change genders.
Ooh.
Dang it, Drew, you knew I was coming for you.
Okay, that could be taken in a lot of ways.
I was gonna make the same joke at him, but he beat me to it.
Wow, yeah.
Like on the inhale.
Nothing's okay. I just had it grown to you. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Nothing's okay. I just had it grown.
Welcome to Figure Knights Theater Podcast, episode 26, which is titled
FKT goes Hollywood.
All
That's not what
right.
you auditioned for.
Yeah. So, as always, I'm your host, Andrew Schatz. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Drew Merkel. What's up, Drew?
Hi, everybody.
RD Blade.
What's up, Internet?
Josh Carius.
Let's get this over with because I'm very sick. Just
Good acting. And Leigh Porter.
Hi. I'm actually dying, so it's okay.
Oh, she has...
We're all
Yeah, I
dying.
think Josh and Leigh
We're
have
all
the con
dying.
crud from TFcon LA. All right, so
Woot, but also
They
whoa.
got the
let's
touch.
talk. Oh, yeah, they do.
We got the don't touch me.
Yeah.
They've got the con crud. Yeah. All right. All right. So let's see. What did you get recently? We'll let Josh go first because he got some good stuff there.
Indeed I did. So I got, at David Sobolov's table, when he's doing signatures, he had these little Bumblebee
Oh my god, the bees.
figurines.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just handing them out willy-nilly to everyone.
You're
Awesome.
lucky he
At
was
the-
handing them out. By the time I got there, he was like, you have a bee, you have a bee, bees! Like,
I
he-
got 2 from him right off the bat.
Wow.
And then at the
Melissa got a
Sunday
bag
podcast
full.
panel, we had a whole paper bag full of them, and we were literally just throwing them out to the audience.
Yeah, he shoved like a whole bunch of them in Melissa's bag. Like, we couldn't get to any of the other stuff in her bag, like any of her pins, because it was just a bag full of bees.
Wow.
There's a photographic.
He loves that bumblebee, doesn't he?
Not the bees!
Bag full of bees.
Speaking of bees, I also got, thanks to John Bailey, the Walmart reissue of G1 Bumblebee, and he's so very cute and might be my favorite little desk bot, and now I kind of want to collect all the G1 mini bots, which is scary. I wish he had like the pull back shoot forward gimmick. I don't know why that wasn't a thing that they tried to incorporate, because he's perfect for that, but eh. But the things I actually went looking for, I did find Prime Voyager Megatron to actually go up against my first edition Optimus Prime,
Nice.
as well as Cybertron Hotshot and Red Alert, which were the 2 that I was looking for throughout the entire convention. I found them literally 5 minutes before the dealer room closed. I'm like, take my money! I also picked up, before then, because I was thinking I wouldn't be able to find those 2, I picked up Cybertron Defense, Red Alert, and Scattershot, and then was looking around for Cybertron Defense Hotshot. I was not able to find that one, so I also got regular Cybertron Scattershot. So I've got almost the complete trio of each. I'm missing Cybertron Defense Hotshot. And that's... Yeah, oh yeah, okay. So I've got the complete trio before the upgrade. And... let's see. Is that it? Ding, ding,
Surprised
ding,
you
ding.
didn't have
That's
those
it.
already.
I actually did have Cybertron Hotshot, but this is the Cybertron Hotshot that I had as a child that has very clearly been a child's plaything and is it's just destroyed.
I understand.
It's one of the few figures that I did not take very good care of at all. Energon Snowcat was the other one. I distinctly recall like tying him on a string to the ceiling and whacking him with a baseball bat.
Wow.
I have no recollection of why I did this, but it happened.
Fun. All right, is that all you got, buddy?
And that is what I got at the convention.
Pretty
Toy
good
Story?
haul. All right, Leigh, I'm going to let you go next because you are also at TFcon.
He was a Decepticon. He deserved it.
For something, I'm sure.
Yep. All right, Leigh, what did you get?
Was that it?
That was it.
Can you hear me?
All right. Who's next? I'm gonna help Andrew out a little bit.
Uh-oh.
RD, have you opened any of your stuff yet?
I got a Siege Ultra Magnus. I opened it.
Wait, did you
It's
go
on
to the
display.
con, RD?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
No, I went to
We all
I went to
got other
You
Target.
guys hear me now?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, there you
Oh,
are.
I guess I disconnected for a sec.
Oh, wow.
Great.
Well, I kept the.
Oh, okay. Who's going now?
RD
Oh,
is
okay.
going.
I
So
already
his
went.
microphone just
That's all I got.
automatically muted him, trying to scold
Oh,
us like
oh.
a dad.
Well, he already went.
I didn't
Okay,
hear what he
so,
got at all.
Siege Ultra Magnus.
Oh, awesome. How you like that?
Love it.
Cool.
I found it interesting that the vehicle mode is the same as like the vehicle mode from the 2000 Robots in Disguise.
2001, actually.
2001, yes.
I helped run the Jeopardy contest.
Thank you.
All right. Cool. Let's see. Next up, why don't we have Leigh tell us what she got?
Oh, is that Drew?
We're not going in order. It doesn't matter.
Oh, well, Drew can finish what he started.
Oh.
I didn't.
He didn't
Okay, well,
start.
you're ahead of me on the list, so go!
Okay, well, I'll go. I gotta
Golly.
open the app back up because it closed.
Oh.
I also got the Siege Ultra Magnus, which is probably why she's confused, because we got all this written in
Gotcha.
the app. I got the Siege Starscream, the Siege Soundwave.
Nice.
I ordered a couple of extra clear flight stands because those Voyagers are too heavy for those little dinky time machine ones. And the BTS trailer to put on that Siege Optimus Prime. And there's a YouTube video on my YouTube channel that shows you how to hook him on
Nice.
there. And that's kind of it. Starscream is got some build quality issues, like a chest that pops off,
Yeah.
and
Doesn't
the
he
fists-
just wear his alt mode on his back?
the fists keep kind of sliding out of their
Oh.
pegs. And yeah, he kind of wears his alt mode off his back, but and you know the fists sliding off their pegs isn't that bad. It's just something, you know, that every now and then you kind of have to push it back in.
Do you think future
You know,
could help
especially if
that,
you're
or
posing
probably
in a
not?
bunch. I think it's too tight.
Okay.
I think possibility that somebody will come up here shortly and say that they sanded it down a little and it popped in
Okay.
better. But I'm not being the one to take that risk. He's
Yeah.
great otherwise. Soundwave is just perfect. The build quality is amazing on that
Awesome.
Soundwave. And he looks cool. So that's pretty much it. Everything's, it's a really good line. Oh my God. Okay.
Cool. All right, Leigh, what did you get?
None of this was actually purchased by me, so I kind of feel like a schmuck.
Teach
That's
me
what
your
cons are
ways, oh
for.
schmuck.
Tell you
Yes.
of your ways. Have your birthday at TFcon, I guess.
Hey.
Hey, I kind of will. My birthday's early November. Con is end of October.
Yeah, there you go.
Mine is the end of October.
Let's see. What was the first thing that I actually ended up getting, which it's one of those super deformed figures,
Yep.
the SDF series number 2, Jazz. That was actually given to me by my girlfriend, so that was sweet.
Leigh got a Jazz? Wow.
Go figure.
Wow, aren't you guys enthusiastic?
Yay.
Of course, I have to do my shameless plug of the electronic saviors. Respect the Prime cold constructed cold EP that Jim had at the convention. I got
EP.
Yeah, it just has the 6 song I guess the promo songs on the back, but I went ahead and got one of those from Jim because he had a whole table of those.
Nice.
I got a Allspark Power Inferno Voyager class. I don't actually 100% know what this is. I haven't seen it because I haven't been figure shopping in a long time.
Right.
But I actually won this in a rock paper scissors game between another staffer. So I won it as a little prize thing, and I just saw Inferno, and I love Inferno, so I was like, hey, this is mine. And then from Frank Todoro, who voices Starscream on the Transformers, the Netflix series, the Combiner Wars.
Yep.
He actually bought me the Iron Factory Rushbeats for a birthday present.
Wow, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Dang, you get famous people buying you things?
I didn't get famous people buying me things. He was just consider this a birthday present from the last 4 years that I put you a birthday present. It's oh, okay. There you go, Frank. So I ended up getting that.
Nice.
Oh, that Inferno is an Armada Red Alert redeco. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a very interesting little figure, because I was when I first saw it, I didn't read the name, so I thought that it was it actually kind of reminded me a lot of, just as a glance, if you're looking at it in the box, it almost kind of looks like a redone weird version of Ratchet from Animated. And then, when I looked, it was, Inferno. I'm what the heck kind of mold is this? And, of course, you open it, you look at the figure itself, and it's okay, he definitely has, a weird Robocop-looking face.
Yeah, that'd be Red Alert.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
That figure's 90% gimmicks.
Did you get anything else, Leigh?
Nope, that's
What?
it for buying stuff, so.
What is this Boobee thing that's listed?
Oh.
Boobee.
Because Leigh has
A
them.
scary bee. What is that?
I
Yeah.
didn't get that until now.
Yeah, the Boobee thing is actually because of David Soboloff.
Oh, okay.
Those little bees that Josh was actually talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
I had one of them, and it just kind of happened to fit just right in between my chest, on the hook of my shirt.
dear.
So then it
dear.
was riding along with me, pretty much the entire night. So it became the inside joke of the Boobee.
Uh-huh.
Oh, dear.
So now I have one of those too, and he's actually sitting on my computer table, and I'm oh gosh, David.
Now, here's the real question. Did Ian know about this?
Oh my god.
Is the Boobee Ultra Gear?
Oh man. You know what? Hey, look, he sports black Arachneo color, so I guess he could technically kind of hang out on the chest plate and no one would notice him.
There you go.
Okay, well, let me tell you what
Andrew.
I got. So, let's see. So, I had traded with my buddy Michael to get the MMC Komotus figure, which is their Turmoil from the reformatted line, and I foolishly broke an arm off of it, and MMC sent me a basically the whole backpack on it, including the waist part that can turn, and I had to knock out a pin to reattach that, and then unscrew both arms and put them on that. But hey, I got them all fixed now, and he looks great, and I'm happy. Let's see, I got that.
Sweet.
I got from the Studio series, I got the I think it's SS32 Optimus Prime. It's not the B movie one, it's the Revenge of the Fallen looking one that's actually labeled as the first movie one, but it's clearly Revenge of the Fallen, and that's actually a pretty fantastic figure. It's kind of like a mini version of the Masterpiece in a lot of ways. It's really cool, very complex to do though. And I also got the Studio Series Leader Jetfire, and that figure is badass. I know a lot of people can't get with that Jetfire, but if you thought he was kind of cool and you like an SR-71, it's a fantastic leader class figure. I really enjoy it. It's really cool. Has his cane and everything. Really like it. And yes, he does combine with the Optimus Prime figure, like all of him does, which is kind of crazy. Let's see, then I got the Ocular Max Azalea, not the exclusive, but the normal pink and white one, and that figure's awesome. And I got MMC Inventa, so I have the entire reformatted Skylynx now, and it is just amazing. I was shocked.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, it is. I was shocked at how big the box for Inventa was, and more about that if we get to the discussion. But yeah, I put it all together, and the wingspan on that thing is like 21, 22 inches, something like that, and it's just huge, and I love it. It just looks great. I need to get some batteries so I can light up the eyes, but otherwise I'm beyond happy with it. Just so amazing looking, and I love it. And that's all I got that I can think of. Alright, so this show, of course, is about TFcon LA. So for starters, I'm just going to mention what the three, well, it's really three exclusives. So Maketoys, and all of these were at the Chosen Prime table. Maketoys had a version of G2 Starscream. It's based on their masterpiece Starscream, from the the remaster line. So it's MTRM 11G2 Screamer. Then they had their from the Cross Dimensions line, that Maketoys makes. They have Striker Manus, and they redid it as kind of a tribute to Diaclone Optimus Prime. So it's blue with yellow windows, and that was MTCD-01D Delta Manus, and that was very popular. And the box for it was definitely Diaclone looking. I want to say Jason Breen, Get Right Robot. I think he designed all the packaging for all these exclusives, if I'm not mistaken. So good job, Jason. And Maketoys also had MTRM-03G2 Ceasefire, which was a G2 Inferno. No differences from the normal version of their Hellfire, except this one came with a working squirt gun, like a little squeezy one from what I understand. But yeah, and it's special packaging, and you could only get that if you bought the other two exclusives. So you had to buy all three to get the Inferno. And MMC at their table, you could buy like a little pack of their little, they had like a little penguin that came with their Saber figure, with their Pharaoh Rex, and it was hidden in his chest. Well, they sold like little blind packs that had like 3 of them in there for $15, and if you had a gold or a silver one, you would get your choice of one of their past exclusives. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's look at the third-party panel slides. I'm gonna click on there so I can.
While you're pulling that up, I'll mention I did forget to say I did get a little box of penguins. I got 2 orange ones and a blue one.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool, though. I was going to ask you to get them for me, but, I think I forgot day of, but that doesn't matter.
You can have an orange.
Oh, okay. That's nice of you. Thank you. Hopefully I'll be going to the next TFcon, which we'll talk about after the panel. And you can get it to me then. Alright, so let's see. I guess I'll just look at this. So let's see. 3A, they make the really extremely detailed, nicely painted figures. They don't transform, but they look amazing and they're very articulated. So they're going to have a premium scale Blitzwing. And they're from their deluxe series, they have the Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. And that one should be very posable. I don't know if the premium scale one is more of a statue than a figure, but I know their deluxe series are very articulated. So
the premium scale one was articulated.
107 points of articulation.
Wow.
I saw him at the con. It was pretty
Oh,
impressive.
I see it now.
That
Yeah,
Blitzwing looks amazing.
17.5 inches tall.
And also constantly surrounded by people saying, that says Blitzwing. That's clearly Starscream, guys.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, Starscream did appear in the movie.
That's
He
true.
was in the beginning.
They could totally make a Starscream out of that mold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick a different head on him and swap out a few parts.
He should have been different colors. I mean,
Yeah.
if they were going for Blitzwing.
All right, and yeah, they're gonna make the Prime, the Bumblebee Optimus Prime. That's coming soon. So this other company, brand new, they're called Banana Force. Very odd name. I don't get it, unless they're going for the phallic thing. Let's see. So they're making MPL-01 from their Metal Premium line. It says alloy joint and highly movable design. And this is, what is this? RID Optimus Prime. It's the fire engine.
Yes, that be a fire convoy.
Yeah, fire convoy. So he looks pretty awesome. It is non-transforming, but super detailed, super articulated. It's based on like a, it has a skeleton that they show in the pictures here. And it's like a metal frame that the rest of the figure builds off of. I assume it comes all assembled, but we don't know yet. But that's a pretty cool concept to make the skeleton of it out of metal. And it'll be very sturdy that way. And that just looks really badass. I didn't even watch the show this dude's from. Is it from the RID 2001? So,
Yep.
okay,
Yes.
Gotcha.
Car
Robots,
yes.
Yeah, that was before I came back to Transformers, but yeah, this looks pretty dang cool. Let me just...
It looks even cooler when he's wearing his pants.
Here's hoping. All right.
Censored.
Then, let's see.
Your skinny legs.
Now it says combine in the next slide, and it
And that would be an
has a
Ultra
little
Magnus.
teaser.
Mega Prime.
Indeed.
That's Ultra Magnus. All right. So I guess they combined in the cartoon too.
Yep, Ultra Magnus was his
Oh,
brother.
okay. Did they have a name for their combine mode?
Omega Prime.
Omega
Prime. Here it's called MPL-02 Great Armor. I guess is the combine mode. So that's pretty cool. I guess they'll make them able to combine as figures as well. So that's cool.
That's actually a pretty cool concept because those two figures in the original combined from the starting point of a handshake,
Huh. That is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
which is kind of slick. And so I hope they put that in this. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I'll be keeping my eyes on this. I usually prefer figures that transform, but eventually one of these companies is going to get me with their really articulated, nice figures. All right. So next up is New Age. They make the little tiny Legends figures that are getting real popular because they look pretty dang good. So first up, they have H2. I think that says Monero. And I don't know if that's his Spanish for something or what.
It's Spanish, I think, for trained. Remember?
Google Translate.
But yeah, someone look that up if you want. But
I don't know that word.
yeah, but that is it's Jazz. It's G1 Jazz, and gotta say that looks pretty fantastic. And Leigh, what do you think of it? Because you're our biggest Jazz fan.
I'm the biggest Jazz fan.
You are.
Well, I mean, I'm never gonna say no to a Jazz. Looks not too bad. I like that there's not a lot of kibble nonsense going on.
Yeah.
The face mold is a little weird to me. The helmet is odd. Because Jazz definitely has normally a wider head.
Yeah.
And like I said, the face, the expression on the face is
Yeah.
weird.
He has duck lips. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
But,
hey, what's happening?
Yeah. And,
Google Translate says hand.
huh.
Jazz
Jazz hands.
Oh!
Yeah, jazz hands.
Okay, that's
I was
awesome.
like, I thought it was Manos,
Yeah,
but okay.
Manero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Las
Jazz
Manos.
hands.
Jazz
That's,
hands.
Oh, I get
That's
it.
creative. All right. And keep in mind the
I'm never gonna hear the end of jazz hand jokes now.
depending what device you're looking at the picture, on, the actual figure is probably smaller than what the picture looks like on your screen. So the face
Yeah.
might not be as bad because it will be tinier. These are like the real tiny legends.
Well, when you look at the H26, like it looks like about the same kind of thing with the face. And I'm just like,
Oh,
really?
okay. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. Very G1. Car mode is definitely the Porsche. It's got nice rims on it and has the 2 speakers, has his gun. Yeah, I think that's all he comes with. Very, very articulated. They show him in some cool poses here. Then, of course, they're going to do the repaint. What is that, Ricochet? Is that the repaint? And it's...
Ricochet or Stepper, depending on what.
Okay, yeah, Stepper is what I think I usually hear. But it's H26... I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Capoeira.
Capoeira. Wonder what that means. Someone look that one up.
Capoeira.
Yeah, it's
Capoeira.
like
Brazilian.
Okay, stop.
Which I'm coming up with is Portuguese for pen.
Pen. Interesting. I don't know why, but okay. Stepper.
Also-
Stepper.
Henry or Barton.
Or what?
Barton, whatever a Barton is.
Okay. No idea.
What was the first one?
Barton's that guy from
And-
Avengers, right?
Yes. All right. Then they're also going to do H2P Cyclops, and that's the Shockwave version. And I remember I can't remember which third party sold like a kit where you could swap the hand for a gun and the head for a Shockwave head for the Special Ops Jazz from the...
I love alternators homages, and this is one, and this is
Yeah,
awesome.
and this does look pretty cool. It's turning that into Shockwave. The car's purple, the robot's purple, has a gun arm and the Shockwave head, and looks pretty cool.
And that chest kind of suits Shockwave, actually.
Yeah, I could see that. It does, but not bad. Then of course they have like a group shot picture with their... Let's see, they got Optimus, they got their little Bumblebee running in the foreground, their Cosmos, which I think is...
Are they holding hands? Are they frolicking?
They
They
looks
are.
like it,
They are
yeah.
frolicking and holding hands.
Yeah. And the Cosmos,
Cute.
I think is just coming out now, and he really looks like a tiny version of the X-Transbots one that I got. They got the Jazz there. There's a prow in the background. There's a tiny little blaster that came with tracks, I believe, sitting there. But then there's a tiny, is that supposed to be spark plug, I guess? And
I would have assumed Spike.
Yeah, no,
but,
it's Spike.
it's Spike, okay.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah,
like a
Spike.
tiny,
Yeah,
tiny
Sparkplug was fat.
little Spike there, and I'm just like, is he going to come with someone? We'll have to see. But that's pretty cool. All right.
Is Bumblebee out yet? Because he would logically come with Bumblebee.
Yeah, Bumblebee was the first one they did, and yeah, he
Yeah,
is
so he
out.
probably comes with him, or isn't like an additional kit or something like that. Because I mean, I don't own any of these, so I don't know. But I assume because he normally comes with Bumblebee.
And they have their prow is going to be called Harry, which is I get that name. That's funny, like Dirty
Yeah.
Harry. Yep. So that's pretty
It's
cool.
like, oh, I see what you did there.
Yep. Yep.
Like Dirty Harry?
I don't
Yeah.
get it.
Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry.
Dirty
Yeah,
Harry.
look up the movie. It's
I still don't get
A
it.
cop.
I have an
It's a cop
Yes.
joke.
I have an explanation for Stepper's name.
yes.
Capoeira. It's a Brazilian martial arts that looks like breakdancing.
Ah, okay.
There we go.
Oh,
Thank you,
he's a
RD.
stepper.
Very good. All right, then these are new, and we hadn't seen these before at all. They're doing Ironhide and Ratchet. Ironhide is, well, they may have mixed up the names here, but
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I think they did too.
so I'm going to
yeah.
tell you what I think they should be. So H7 McCoy is going to be Ratchet, and H8 Miller is going to be Ironhide. And I've heard some people say this, and I kind of agree with it, that the chests on these do a better job of what they're supposed to do than the masterpieces did. I mean, the chests on these are just great looking. But yeah, these really look great. You know, these are like
They still got those Santa Claus boots.
they
though.
do. That's sadly too inaccurate, but yeah. But
I don't
Yeah.
care. Sometimes the cartoon should be ignored, and you should do something that looks good.
one thing I do like is Ratchet actually comes with the red crosses on his shoulders, so that is nice.
New Age don't care.
Yeah, third parties don't have to care. Yeah.
Question. I know what the McCoy reference is. What Miller? Like Barney Miller?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. That might be. I'm not sure what Miller's referencing.
Or is it Miller like a beer?
Miller
time.
beer.
Yeah, it could be Miller
gotta
beer.
be it.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, you guys also realize that there is a Miller School of Medicine in somewhere in Florida, right?
I did not, but now I do.
Yeah.
But McCoy is a famous name for a doctor. Because
There's a
Yeah.
Florida?
Trek.
Yeah.
There's a Florida.
All right. Well, next up we have some stuff from Non-F. All right. So Non-F Productions, he's making some upgrade kits for Siege figures. So first up, he has a kit for Hound, where you get a pair of splayed hands. They are not articulated. I'm sure they have like wrist swivel, but the fingers can't move. So hands are splayed. Then he has a pointing hand pair, so pointing the finger out with the thumb up.
This
guy up here. What's this say? A 3D OF cannon mount. I don't know what the OF stands for, but I would guess it can like rotate around every which way. Then shoulder missile, which looks very G1 and nice, and a pistol, which also looks very G1 and nice. So very nice upgrade kit there for Hound. Let's see. Next up for Shockwave, you get gray or transparent purple for each of these. You get a saluting right hand, a splayed right hand, a pointing right hand, a gun left hand, and they're on easy to swap 5mm pegs, and all hands will fit in alt mode, and he even shows a picture with a splayed hand, about to be transformed.
Does it come with a deck so you can put all hands on deck?
it should. And then you can take pictures of that.
I like the saluting hand. That's
Deck pics.
clever.
Yep, deck pics. What was that, Josh? You like which one?
I like the saluting hand. It lets him do the one thing he ever did in the
Yeah,
cartoon.
that's right. That's right. It looks pretty cool, though. Then, let's see. For Sideswipe, you get his shoulder cannon. It's very big, but very G1 looking, and it can swivel up and down like the Masterpiece, which is cool. Has a removable missile, and he gets his G1 looking rifle. Then also, there's another kit that's going to be a jetpack, and that can be in gray or red, and it includes an adapter to fit on Optimus Prime, and that's pretty cool. I like that. That's nice. All right. Any comments about anything so far, or keep going?
Yeah, I spoke with him about these on Twitter a little bit, and was just trying to get an idea of like what kind of stuff they were going to put in. And there will be more of these coming in different like groupings and configurations later.
Nice.
You know, but for right now, he's got the hands in the kit that he's got in the kits because of budget reasons.
I gotcha.
So if anybody that needs that kind of info, he is very willing to talk to you about it on
Cool.
Twitter.
I wonder if he's doing some type of hands for Megatron. I would be curious about that.
And people asked, and he was very tight-lipped. But with Megatron, you'd have to punch a pin out.
you would, and that's a tiny
So-
pin too. But you never know.
Right.
He might come up with something. All right. Next up, Iron Factory, and thanks for that info, Drew. That was good. All right, so this was new from them. They're doing IFEX12G. This is Blue Flash. So is this a blue streak?
Yes.
All right, it's blue
Heresy.
blue
That
streak
looks
in like a
badass.
metallic blue, and that does look really cool, I have to say. I know that's not like
I actually agree.
traditional colors for them, but that looks great. What do you think, Drew?
Can
Oh, that's going in my stash or pile of loot or
Nice.
whatever the heck you want to call it, because that'll look really good with my little Lambo.
Nice. Yeah.
So
Is this like homaging some other paint deco from him other than, or just blue streak?
it's just blue streak. It's even got the silver like hood. You'll see in the next photos there. So, which was an actual paint scheme for the car, which is cool.
That is cool.
It was also like, wasn't there a Diaclone version?
Well, that's
in
what
those colors?
blue streak
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I didn't think that needed to be said again.
Was
apparently
it in the catalog?
Yeah. It turned up in the catalog, and people couldn't order that one. Way back in the 80s, the picture of him in the catalog was blue. Or, I think that first year, like the Wish book had a blue streak in it. But don't quote me on that, because I'm
looking at the pictures, he has his 2 shoulder missiles. He's got a big silver gun. He's got 2 gigantic black guns.
He's just got all the guns.
He does.
hasn't he?
Even his wrists kind of have guns in them too. And they show him doing the Iron Man superhero landing pose, which is impressive for a Legends figure to be able to do that. That's pretty cool. I'm just looking, and he, because it's based on like their kind of like their IDW Prowl mold that they did a while ago, kind of turns into that alt mode, which is cool.
How much are these guys? That size?
Like
yeah, that sounds pretty good. It looks like if you want, you could take the front bumper off.
Yeah, it does something different. There's an alternate
Yeah.
configuration there. I'm seeing
Yeah,
that.
I see that. Like you can
I
take a
see.
bunch of the parts off of his chest and his shoulders. Okay, interesting.
It's like his wing.
Yeah, and it says coming soon, so I guess that one might actually come real soon.
Yeah, they had that in the display case. It looked pretty finished.
Nice. Next up, they have IFEX-14N Nightmare Commander, additional cape accessory. So this is, what is this, like their Power Master Optimus Prime, but like a evil black version, I think. And it has a cape and a giant sword
guess.
axe thing. Looks pretty cool. That's supposed to come out in May. Oh, okay, yeah, that is what that is. It's because it has like their Optimus Prime figure, which looks kind of War Within like, with a bunch of armor to make him Power Master Optimus. But he's
That's a God Bomber upgrade kit on
Yeah.
there too.
Yep.
The Apex.
Yeah,
armor.
you're right. And so that's coming out in May. Then we've seen that already, so I'm not going to mention that or that. Yep, they're DJD. They showed all of them, actually. They were in the display cases, too. So, yeah.
You skipped a seeker.
I think that's already been mentioned before, though. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
skipping ahead to things that are new.
Have they not? Have they done the? Have they already announced the runabout?
Yes, yes, they have. Yes.
Okay, I thought they were new. Never mind.
We've
Yep,
talked about
we
it
have.
here, yeah.
Yep, and
Okay.
some type of blue-looking seeker. I'm not sure who that's supposed to be. Bitstream.
Ion Storm.
Oh, Ion Storm. Okay. Well, that's EX20K Tyrant's Wing Calate. So, yep. And they got Racing Brothers Retrograde, which I think that those guys might be out already. I don't remember. Then they have Tarn is EX31 Dubhe, and that's already out. Then they have Kaon is 32 Fekda. What's his name? Voss is 33 Mizar. Then they show their alt modes.
They will be in a 2-pack.
That's right. They will be in a 2-pack coming soon, and they look great. Then they have, let's see, that's Helix is Alcade, and he's 34. He's supposed to come out in April. Then, yep, he looks really cool. We've talked about him before, though, so I'm going to skip ahead to, what's his name? Starts with a T. Thank you, Tesserus. He's Marak. He's 35. He's also coming out in May. So, whole DJD should be out by May, it sounds like. And then they have their big combined form. And then, yeah, we've mentioned this before, but there is a Hound coming from them. He's EX38 Optics Hunter. Still looks great. They got Wheeljack called Hex Wrench. He's 39. Includes 6 different hand shapes and 2 different heads. that's pretty cool. And oh yeah, Hound has 6 different hand shapes as well.
Well, I wish all these hand shapes had come with the Lambos.
That would have been cool, yeah.
Considering that this is the same basic structure here, the mold, the skeleton.
That's true.
My guess is they only just came up with the idea more recently.
Yeah, that could
Probably.
be. Then we've mentioned this before, but one-man army who is Cliff Jumper turns into like a Mini Cooper looking thing, and he's pretty dang cool looking. They have
Sean
what's
Bean.
that?
Sean Bean
Sean Bean.
dies in everything
Oh
he's
yes,
in. Just like
yes
that.
he does. But yeah, they show kind of like a gray prototype that might be 3D printed for him. Otherwise, they just have 3D renders, but he does look really cool. We've talked about this before. Sonic Wave is 41, and that's Soundwave, and he kind of has a tape mode and also a vehicle mode. Pretty cool looking, actually.
He looks like a Lego.
Yeah, somewhat, yeah, but it's like it works for him. I don't know. Then they're making a like Primal Prime, so he's Big Bot. That's
Oh, they're doing Primal Prime with it too?
well, whatever his name is, the one that got upgraded.
Optimal
Optimus, that one. And he's Primal Commander. We've talked about him before. They're doing the monkey version of him too. No, that's the same thing, just transformed into the monkey.
Yeah, that's the Optimus has a monkey mode.
Heat Death we've mentioned before. That's the what is it? The
Transmetal 2.
Transmetal 2 Megatron. He's 42. They got the big Ultra Magnus from the end of More Than Meets the Eye. He's called EX-44 City Commander Final Battle Armor, largest single Iron Factory item ever. So it's going to be big, and he does have a Minimus Ambus with him. And this is when Ultra Magnus had his gigantic armor. I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty cool.
Maximus
Ambus, thank you. Yes, so this is pretty cool looking.
Tasty.
And they have like the renders of it in color, and yep, Minimus Ambus is white, kind of black, gray, and green. So it looks great. That's supposed to be out in December. Then they have their little IFG-01 Starwing, which is the little anime girl that gets parts to look like Starscream. Kind of weird, but kind of...
This should have been a Sorry Sumdac figure.
Kind of cute, too. Yeah, it is cute.
True.
All right.
Buso
what is this
Starscream.
next thing? All right, HTB Toys, which I believe... Now, this is
Hard
an
to beat.
upgrade... This is an upgrade kit for FansToys Huge Dragon, which is their Omega Supreme. And the kit's going to have upgrades for the knees and ankles, and it does make it a bit taller. Yeah, knee and ankle upgrade can be used as rocket base and alt mode. What's that, RD?
It makes it weirder.
Yeah, it does make it...
Yeah, he looks very
lanky.
lanky.
It does make it weirder. And that's available for sale
He's on
Etsy. So, must be some brand new company trying to break in with upgrade parts.
Half the battle toys.
Ah, yes. I heard another podcast. I see that says
Yeah,
it.
now you know.
I heard people asking, like, do you think they'll eventually do some G.I. Joe stuff? Because that would make sense. All right, then they're also doing, let's see. All right, I don't know if this is, I think this is for the oversized knockoff of Generation Toys Gravity Builder, and this will make it be the same height as Toy World Constructor. They have some type of upgrade kit for that. I think that was called like NBK, something like that was the name of the oversized knockoff, because it doesn't really look like the original to me. It's some of the details are missing, so I think it's the oversized knockoff, but that's fine.
It was a big boy. They had him on display on a table.
All right. I'm guessing that's the oversized knockoff then. But they're doing a head for it as well, and some type of new...
This mouth, oh
knee
my
joist.
god.
Yeah, I don't know about this head.
Holy moly, that mouth is like a portal to another dimension.
Yes, it's gigantic. All right, then we've seen this before, but some more pictures of the Jing, however you say it. Their Transmetal 2 Megatron figure, which is huge and awesome, and lots of die casts. And God, that thing still looks cool. Badass. And yeah,
it has lights.
Oh yeah, that thing's expensive, but hopefully some people will get it, and it will be as awesome as it looks in pictures. I'm gonna fly to Zeta here. Alright, so Zeta Toys. It's really cool, and anyone feel free to chime in if you like anything here. Alright, so Zeta is doing a masterpiece scaled Raiden, and that is the train combiner from, I believe, Headmasters. Is that right? Was it Headmasters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Headmasters. I should know. I was in it.
Because I want to say I actually watched like the first few episodes of Headmasters and saw Raiden and was like, oh, there he is. That's pretty cool, actually.
That was me.
Yay. But the first dude is the it's his right leg, so when you look at him, it's on the left. But yeah, and it's Moonwalker is the name, and he turns into a nice looking like subway looking train car, and that's pretty cool.
It's a box.
Yeah, it's a box, and it turns into a foot with a leg on it, and it has ankle tilt. But that does look really cool, and the robot looks cool as well. You know, we'll have to see how that turns out, but I'm happy someone's doing a Raiden, and a lot of other people are too. And
wait,
what?
Andrew, do you hear that?
Yeah, it sounds
That's
like
Trevor
cheering for it. Yep, Trevor was happy for this and for something else we'll get to in a bit. Alright, so Zeta's also doing a Predaking called Beast King, and we have some 3D renders in color, and that does look pretty crazy and badass looking. Still looks like it probably... I'm gonna guess it does their parts forming thing with the crotch and thighs, but that remains to be seen. Actually, the back of those thighs have parts in them, so
look
probably
at,
not then.
Look at Razor Claw's butt.
Yeah.
It's got good thrust.
Yeah, that might not be totally parts forming. Interesting. But we'll have to see how this turns out, but it doesn't look bad. It kind of matches their aesthetic that they've done before, so not bad. Cool. And then one of the renders, cute. Yeah, it's a little skinny. One of the renders has Razor Claw just by himself standing there, so he's pretty tall actually. He's like up to the mid thigh. So
yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, look, you can kind of see what looks like the Predaking crotch behind his. On his butt.
I see what you're saying, yeah. Interesting that they changed from doing like the separate part to that, but who knows? We'll see how it turns out. And
integrated combiners is the cool new thing now.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, Zeta, we talked about this, I think, on the last show, but here we actually have a nice 3D render of their ZV-01 Pioneer, and this is the Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie that turns into the VW Bug. So here's a 3D render of the robot mode, still looks great, and finally we get to see the car mode, and I'm going to take a guess, Drew, if you look at the hood right near the windshield, it looks like that actually is his chest. So if they actually pulled that off, that's pretty damn cool.
I mean, yes, but then again, how many people have a car that looks like a puzzle?
Well, it looks very clean in the render.
We'll have to see how it turns out, but yeah.
I get it, but they need to, kind of maybe think about some of this, like, designing the robot for these movies. Is it even possible to make it do without making the car look like Swiss cheese?
Yeah, it's very seamy.
Yeah, it's pretty seamy. The shapes are so good, though. If you want a robot mode, it looks like him. So
yeah, I like this better than the MPM 7 masterpiece that I had and traded to my buddy Michael. But yeah, I didn't know about this then, but once I saw it, I was like, oh, well, now I kind of wouldn't mind getting this one. But, yeah, have to see how it turns out. But I like this better, and I would like to probably pick this up if it's not too expensive still. Then, let's see. Zeta also...
The one thing I will say about it is that his chest doesn't look quite roundy enough to me.
Okay.
But he still looks awesome and way better than anything I've seen so far. So I'm still very much on board with it.
Yeah, same here. And I want to say the the gray prototype we talked about last show looked better than the render. So keep that in mind too. The car might look better in actual 3D, like a 3D real object compared to the render here. Yep, they showed off their Bruticus and Superion, which are both complete now. And I believe they're putting out like a more G1 colored looking version of the Bruticus. Something like that is coming.
They need a more G1 head for Superion.
Let's see.
I thought Superion had an optional head.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, they showed some optional head with him. I'm not sure what's up here, but you might be onto something there already. All right, next up we have... Someone say it. FansToys! There you go. All right.
Chorus.
So... they showed, the first thing they showed in the slides, and this is really badass, is they showed Superion. It's a 3D, I think it's that's a render. 3D render of the complete combiner mode for their Superion, which is called a Therion, if I'm not mistaken. And that looks pretty damn good, I've heard some people say, oh, the legs are skinny compared to Zeta's, and I'm like, they are a little bit, but still looks badass. Doesn't look out of place, at least to me.
Isn't Zeta like a major parts former?
Zeta's the...
like the whole torso is just...
a box, yes. But we don't know how this works yet, but this doesn't give me the same impression that did. But... I want to say the crotch and thighs on this are probably a separate piece, but we will have to see. That's not exactly known yet. And some people are wondering, hey, can you take all those extra wing parts off just to make them look better? And that's also unknown, but I can't say it looks bad with them. It's just a little extra armor on him, but I bet it can come off.
Well, what is the appeal behind taking off the wing parts?
Because
he's a robot made of planes. He's gonna have wings all over.
Just in the cartoon, he doesn't have all the extra wings on him in combined mode for some reason. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Magically shrunk.
And if you look at the slide 1 compared to 2, there's a difference in the appearance of the chest, and the head has a face on it. Because the one with the face and a different chest is more of the Studio Ox look, and then the one with the face plate and the more cartoony chest is of course the cartoon look. All right, then next up they have a slide that has their complete render of Menasor right next to Superion, and looks pretty badass. We'll talk about him here. Yeah, so you have some options here with him, just like you did with Superion. Let me get to the slide that talks about him. I guess it doesn't mention them. But you have basically a toy look and a cartoon look. So if you want the cars, where they're completely on the back of the legs, like in the cartoon, you can do that. And he has like the shorter little nubs next to his head on his shoulders. You can have that look. Or if you want like the really tall stacks next to his head and a different chest, then you have the toy look. I'm trying to see if the heads are different. Yeah,
that's some really nice variety.
The heads are different, so you have 2 different head options as well, which is really cool. And the cars, instead of being on the back of the leg, they're it's the underside of the car, but they're on the front of the leg. So that's pretty cool. Nice variety, like you guys said. These things look badass. I'm very curious how they'll work. It does look like you'll have to take the arm bots apart a little bit, to make Menasor work. And I know they said like the Motor Master has like the robot mode for him uses the trailer, so you don't have extra parts. But Menasor, you see these giant thighs, and they have to come from somewhere. So very curious where those come from.
Inside the trailer, I would assume.
Probably, but if they pulled that off and Motor Master can transform and not have a bunch of extra stuff, then that's super impressive. Very curious how they did that. But both of these look awesome. Leigh, I heard you getting excited for Menasor. What do you think of Menasor and Superion?
Well, not a big Superion fan.
All right.
But Menasor was my favorite combiner in the G1 cartoon. So, of course, I'm super, super happy that they're coming out with this and that they have so many options with him as well. I just want to have this baby like in my collection. I just want this.
Nice. Yeah, he's going to be amazing. Not cheap,
He is gonna be
but
awesome.
amazing.
No, not cheap.
Yeah.
But I mean, looking at the molds of the individuals, like, oh my god, drag strip and dead
There's
end.
no way. There's no way Motor Master uses every part of the truck.
Yeah. Yeah,
Look,
I
it
know,
can't be
man.
any worse than like Fans Project, okay?
Oh, God, yeah, that thing. Oof.
Aw, drag strip's got a little
Yeah.
dude.
We'll get to that, but they call the two modes for Menasor, they have Ox and Cartoon, so maybe it's just Toy and Cartoon. Maybe it's not Studio Ox for Superion. I'm guessing it's Toy and Tune. All right. Yep, so there, I love this. Drag strip is called Smokey, and and then Dead End is called he's called Bandit, but it's Smokey and the Bandit, which is great. I love that.
Nice.
It's hilarious. And yeah, Josh is
doesn't
correct.
get it.
There is a little driver for drag strip, and that is pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of the Ocular Max Sphinx. Their Mirage had a little driver dude you can put in there too. Really cool. This has, the the 4 smaller front tires, and then 2 larger ones in the rear for the F1 car mode. Yep, and you can have the driver in there, or you can take him out if you want. And he has some type of gun storage. It looks like on the sides of the car there. That's pretty cool as well. Yep, there's another picture of Dead End. Smokey the Bandit and whatever they call their Motor Master, who's looking about done. I mean, that looks pretty much done in the picture there.
Why does the gun mode have the pilot? Have the driver? That's
I
like
think
when
they're
he
just
least
showing
needs
that
to be in disguise.
They're just showing the options. Yeah, they're not like...
They're just showing, hey, you can attach all this stuff and put a driver in there.
It's not a strategic choice then. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's see here.
And by the way, FansToys is Motor Master is Road King.
Thank you, Leigh. I appreciate that.
That works. That's a good name.
And the car mode, there's a picture that has the car mode of, Smokey the Bandit and Road King. And if you look at Road King, he has a bunch of chrome on him, like the grill, the front bumper, the smokestacks. So that's why I'm sitting there saying that looks about done. I don't know if they have more paint to do on it, but that looks great. The car mode for Dead End looks really badass.
Yeah.
Is that round?
It looks like the smokestacks on Motor Master are actually silver, not
You think
chrome.
so? Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't quite have that shiny. Though we only do have the one picture, so it was a little hard.
I would guess they are shiny. I don't know. I'm guessing they are, but we'll see. Yeah, there's the Bandit and there's Dead End. Drew, what do you think of his car mode for the Bandit?
The Bandit.
Yeah, it's Dead End.
It's shaped right.
Shaped right. What kind of car is he again?
928.
Porsche. Yep, I said it.
Hey, you
Oh,
said
yeah,
it
sorry.
right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, I said
That
it
part-
right. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, there is another picture of the smokestacks
guess-
there. I can't
I
tell.
guess this is every bit as panely as the Bumblebee.
Yeah,
game.
it is. What was that?
I just dropped
Oh,
this
okay.
stuff.
Throwing
You-
things
you all right over there?
in anger.
Yeah.
But yeah, these look great. You know, probably with some nice paint. Hopefully, you won't see all the panel lines quite as much, because that does have a bit. I do like that it has all the windshield wipers, the two in the front, one in the back for the Bandit.
Aw.
That's cool.
Are they articulated windshield wipers?
I don't know yet.
doubt it.
That would be cool if they were, but they might be prone to breaking if they are. So,
Pull an Energon Snowcat on us. Come on, do it.
all right.
Well, that would be Wiper.
All right, so next up from FansToys, we have some updated pictures of their Sheridan, and that's their Warpath figure. And here you can really see all the die casts they're using. Pretty much half the thigh and most of the front of the leg is die cast, and a little bit of the feet there. It's die cast. Looks like the entirety of the tank treads is die cast.
As well as the tank turret.
Yeah,
for the
most
part.
of the tank turrets, well, the sides of it are. I don't think the actual barrel is, but the sides of it are. So there's a ton of die cast in that guy. And
Dang, this is gonna be a heavy boy.
yeah, oh yeah. Now I'm looking at the. Okay, I see. I'm looking at the alt mode, and yeah, the entirety of the tank treads is die cast. And yeah, Josh, you're right. The turret, except for the barrel, is all die cast. Wow. That's crazy, but I love how this looks. The only thing I don't like that someone pointed out, and paint might hide this well, if you look behind the turret, there's these two like metal arms. I don't know what they're for, but
They're for perfect transformation.
yeah, probably. But that's the only thing there where I'm like, that's the only thing I don't like. But I'm guessing paint will hide that pretty well, and that doesn't really bother me
Guy's a
that
blunt
much.
instrument.
What's that?
He's a blunt
Uh huh.
instrument.
He is.
This is gonna be a brick. You could whack someone over the head with this and
An
kill them.
instrument of destruction.
Yep. And
A tool
that
of
that's
You
how
could
I
bludgeon someone with him.
that's how I felt when I got their whatever they call it, their bombshell figure. I mean, that thing weighs a ton. You know, just so much die cast. And I look at this guy, I'm like, he has probably more than Bombshell had. But
They're freaking Dinobots. My God.
oh yeah, I know. I've messed with a couple of those. They're ridiculous, awesome figures. But I really like how this Warpath looks. You know, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I got Bad Cube, I'm good," but I don't know. I like this better. You know, that's just me though. You decide what's right for
I
you.
agree.
You like this one, Josh? All right.
Yeah.
You know what? I already have the bad cube, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, the bad cube is really neat and very unique looking, but this
Yeah,
this
and that's more how I roll.
this Warpath looks more like the cartoon, which of course is FansToys thing.
Was
But-
there another Warpath?
Yeah, the bad cube one.
No, besides that one.
Oh yeah, the Final
know.
Victory one, but that's kind of a cheapy one. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't even know what
Yeah,
that
we
is.
we talked about it
Never heard
before.
of
They just don't look that great to me. Yeah, but
Okay.
this
And I just
Apparently, Josh can't remember
I just
things.
want to throw a little bit of like random knowledge out there for you too.
sure.
The name that they're using for Warpath, the Sheridan,
Yep.
that's actually
That's a
after
tank.
the M551 Sheridan tank, named for Philip
nice.
Sheridan, who is the United States Army general.
Thank you, Leigh.
Nice.
I knew like half of that, but not all of it. So thank you for filling in the gaps. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I like.
Bad news though. Looks like from the shots of us, like where we can see the tank
Uh-huh.
mode sitting on
Yes.
the ground. I don't think it's got wheels under those
Yeah,
treads.
probably not. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, the next picture shows kind of updated shots of their Beachcomber and their Brawn, and the tank looks like it's a shorter than Brawn in alt mode. Yeah, and Beachcomber, this is cool. His roll cage is completely die-cast. I kind of dig that. That's cool. And actually all of the bumper is die-cast as well on Beachcomber.
That makes me nervous, actually.
I could see that.
That the roll cage is die-cast. Cause,
Well, you know.
some die-cast, it degrades over time.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's bad quality. And the thinner it is, the faster it degrades.
Hopefully they will make theirs well, and it won't do that. But
I feel like there might be a little too much on Warpath too, but hey.
yeah, we'll have to see. All right, let's go forward a little. There's more tank pictures.
I'd be more concerned about all the translucent plastic on Braun.
Yeah,
there's a lot
I'm
of
wondering
that,
what's
too.
up with that. But here's some pictures of Braun in robot mode. We've seen him before, but here you can see his chest is all die-cast. His let's call it his penis, because that's what it's shaped like. That's all die-cast. Yeah, I know it's.
Can't you just say crotch like a
God,
Yeah,
I know.
thank you.
To top this off, he
junk.
looks like Twinkie, so
Oh, God.
BBDBD.
Yeah, like
I'm sure Man at Arms would be real proud here.
I'm I'm a little conflicted with their Brawn, because I have the Bad Cube one, and it's pretty good. I don't love it, but it's pretty good. And I look at this, and I'm like, there's a lot of things on FansToys one which I like better, but there's some things on it I don't like. Like the
I
feet.
like his face better.
Yeah, I like the face better for sure. It is more G1. I like how the pants splay out like bell bottoms, because that is pretty
his
toon
legs
looking.
are a little too long.
They are a
aren't
little too long, yeah.
I
And
think-
then
Yeah.
I think the entire figure just needs to be taken and vertically
Yeah.
squished.
That's what I think I said that.
yes,
Yeah.
just a bit. But his feet have kind of a split in them, so some people have called them like cloven hooves, and yeah, I thought that was funny.
Which he had in the original
Yeah.
G1 toy.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, but
Are we really taking the G1
He
Braun toy as
he
an
just
example
had,
of
like-
what Braun should look like?
Like fenders on
Uh-huh.
his feet, though.
Let's give him no face and claws too.
and looking at their pictures of the alt mode, yeah, that's like the entire, like 3/4 of the roof of the car and the front windshield and the sides where the doors are. It's all using translucent plastic, which is kind of weird. And I'm like, are they actually going to do that, or are they just kind of showing, this is just like prototype and it's not actually going to be like that? Because that's a little worrisome, So
Yeah, it's risky.
Looks very Hasbro.
yeah, I don't know what's up with that. So that's another thing that gives me a little pause, but we'll see, because part of me is thinking, oh, I could sell my Bad Cube one and enjoy having the money for like 2 years that it will take for this to come out, and then I could just grab this. So we'll see. Then there's a picture with all three of these guys, Braun, Warpath, and Beachcomber. And Warpath is a good head and a half taller than the other two guys, I would say. And
Well, he's a
he
tank.
is, and he's just slimmer and taller. And I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it doesn't really bother me. It looks good. Their Beachcomber, though, I really like that, and I plan to get him. I just like how that looks. I think he looks cool. I can't say the X-Trans looks bad, if you want that still, but
I think it looks better.
yeah,
But that's
I
just
hear
me.
you. This one I need to see when it's
there's-
done and painted before I can really tell 100%, but so far I like it better.
Well, the first thing that bothers me here is that single waist flap across the front. That cheeses me off so bad.
Yeah.
Like his whole crotch has to open up for his legs to
Yeah,
move. It's like,
that annoys me too now that you mention it. I'm not a big fan of that. I do like his smiley face though. Those always catch me. If they do a smiley face in a character, I'm like, yeah. That's an optional face.
Yeah, but it's like an open mouth smile. That's a goofy smile.
Yeah, it's
He likes those.
Beachcomber, dude. It's Beachcomber.
it's his hey guys, what's going on kind of smile.
Where's my weed at?
He's got a closed mouth smile.
Yes, he does. And
I'm just saying, it's Beachcomber.
yeah, that is a silly smile though.
Looking for some Scooby
But,
snacks.
yeah, that's exactly
Who's
what that
Beachcomber
looks
again?
What?
He's the
Who was
hippie.
Beachcomber
The
again?
Jim Buggy.
No, I mean voice actor. Was that Oppenheimer?
Oh, I don't know. Someone look that up.
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I think so.
Can we all just appreciate the irony of Oppenheimer voicing both Beachcomber and Warpath?
That is pretty funny, yeah. Yeah, but I like how these guys look, and I'll pick up at least one of them, if not more. And then we have probably the biggest reveal of the show, FT44 Thomas. And this
By this name.
I love it. This is their G1 masterpiece Astrotrain. This thing looks awesome, and everyone loves the name. They called Astrotrain Thomas. And I know Trevor was just laughing at it. Yep, he's a tank engine.
Ooh, that's a cool head sculpt in the next picture. I hadn't seen that one yet.
Oh, the grimace.
Face.
Yeah,
that looks
does.
awesome.
He's got a
They got a new head sculptor.
yeah. I've heard that they did.
Either that or the guy got really good.
I
really
heard they
fast.
got a new guy actually, but or person. It could be a woman. But this looks badass. It has articulated fingers. Got a big ass gun. Pretty good articulation. Looks like proper flaps in the crotch the crotch area has proper flaps, so it's not one when you articulate him. Wings look right on his back. Turns into a train with rockets on the back, which is accurate to the cartoon. Also turns.
And it looks like the train wheels actually have the proper like thingies, not the fake ones that were on other Astro trains. Does everyone?
Yeah, you're
understand
talking
what
about the
I'm saying?
bars
Yes.
that connect
Yes,
the
the
wheel.
connector bars. Yeah.
Yeah, those.
I don't know if these wheels actually turn or not, but you never know.
I don't. Doesn't
Yeah.
look like it.
What?
It doesn't look like it to
Yeah.
me.
Oh.
We'll see, but yeah, I don't know that they
You
did.
gotta have the wheels turning.
But my Toy World Devil Star has those things on them, and they don't work worth a crap, but they do their job. They
Yeah.
do that. They're like the wheel goes around and it does, but you like have to plug it back in every 10 seconds.
Then the
And the chest wings are optional.
they are. Then the space shuttle mode, it's accurate to the cartoon. So I've heard someone calling it like an uncircumcised shuttle, which made me laugh. But it is accurate to the tune. I get a lot of people want an accurate shuttle, and I could see that too. I wouldn't mind that either, but that's not what FansToys does. They try to get it as pretty. They do like a mix of toy, tune, and add a little style, almost like Hisui used to for the Masterpiece line. So it's accurate to the cartoon like that, and I think it looks great. It also has a train track, which can work with the train. Train fits right on it.
And that's cool.
Or it can turn into a base for the shuttle. That's really
that is super neat.
That's a great idea.
Excellent.
I also wonder, they don't show it, but I wonder can it be used as a base for the actual figure? Because that would be cool as well if you could somehow have it as a stand for the figure. But if not, that's okay.
Yes, Andrew, you can take Astrotrain in robot mode and put him on
Sit him
top
on
of
it.
the train track.
That is not what I mean, and you know. Alright, so yeah, Astrotrain, he has a kind of a neutral face and the grimace face, which looks awesome. As RD said, you can have his chest look like the cartoon or the toy, because you can fold the wings out and have it on the chest if you want. That's really cool. Anything else about him? Let's see. He's just a little bit shorter than their Galvatron figure, which seems pretty accurate to me. Galvatron is very tall, actually. He's a little taller than the masterpiece Megatron that came out like a year or two ago. Anyone have comments about Astrotrain?
Go.
Chugga 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 woot woot.
Yeah,
Sir Topham Hatt was cross.
Well, there's no way that shuttle's getting off the ground and into space with that shape, but okay, sure.
Yeah,
Drew, it is a train that turns into a space shuttle. What do you want?
It's
A space shuttle.
and I love how this thing looks.
This is a brick with wings.
Yep,
That's Astrotrain.
accurate.
I know.
And I love how this looks, and I'm just like, I know, if he's the similar size to Galvatron, he's probably going to cost the same Galvatron did, which was like $150, and I'm like, I want him, but please don't come out for like 2 years.
Right.
All right, so next up we have Planet X, and they showed off slides with their PXCO1 Ismenios, that's their Deathsaurus, and this is their G1 kit. So they had pictures of it with the G1 kit on there. So the wings are more G1 looking, the head's different.
Oh, you can put the transclearant parts on top
Yes.
of the G1.
That's right,
wings.
you can have...
Oh wow, we've got
Yeah,
an MGO watcher here.
Oh, did I? I
You
did say that,
did.
didn't I?
Let's see, then they show like, what's that, the different looking Breastmaster. I don't know which one that is.
Eagle breast.
Okay, it's Eagle Breast. And
Such an
that
original
can
name.
transform and go on the chest, give them a more G1 look as well. So that's pretty cool how many different parts he has to give him a G1 look. And I know the G1 kit's coming out in a few months, so there you go. If you want a more G1 looking one. Oh yeah, it also comes with the robot head is actually different too, so that's cool. I don't know if, yeah, it looks like the gun has a mace on the back of it, so
That is
yeah,
a thing.
I've heard that's a thing.
That's a thing from Victory.
Interesting.
Yep, so it has that as well.
Question mark.
Yeah, the head is definitely different. Looks, yeah, that kind of, you know what, that looks very, very like, very much like the cartoon there. Like I just get like anime vibes, when I look at the face on that. That's pretty cool.
I like the
It's that
I like the
it's
little
that
bird
little
dude.
Gundam head crown thing.
Yeah, it does. I see that. All right, that's really cool actually. Then they showed off. This is totally in color. Looks about ready to go. This is PX21 Mars, and that's their Fall of Cybertron Ironhide, and that looks really, really
Nice.
accurate to the cartoon. Has a big axe and a giant gun, and his face just
Cartoon,
Cartoon.
indeed.
Game, right?
It's video game, yeah.
You're making us all wish there were a
Uh-huh.
cartoon.
But
Yeah.
his face, this looks battle hardened, which is, it's accurate. Some people didn't think it was, but it does look like that in the video game. Excuse me. Yeah, and I like how there's like the windows have lines for the alt mode. Like I remember the Bumblebee and the Cliff Jumper from Hasbro had those,
Yes.
and I'm like, yeah, it just kind of matches that aesthetic really well. So this looks really cool, and I know they're doing a Ratchet out of this mold as well, but they don't show it here. But yeah, that's coming soon, I would think.
Mars because he's red.
Yeah,
And
Well-
look at that. Well, it's also because God of
And-
War.
Yeah.
God of War, yeah. He's a little bit of a like weapons tech guy.
And yet he's the one who gets the neutron assault rifle of all things.
I'm almost tempted to say I'd like to have this for a couple of reasons, even though I'm not particularly sold on completely how it looks. This version of Ironhide was played by Keith, that I can't say his last name, but he is my Facebook friend, and he was Holtz on Angel, which is really freaking cool. So
very nice.
I might there might be reasons why I would want this other than, hey, it's a perfect Ironhide or anything. It's kind of cool that somebody I like played this character. So
It's okay for you to have your fanboy moment and want a figure.
yeah. Okay.
I love how there's that weird, awkward, pregnant pause.
Well,
Moving along
we were giving
there.
him his moment.
Alright, but this is PXCO2 Cadmos, and we've talked about this before. This is their Star Saber, except here we have colored prototypes here. So, and we get to see the alt mode, we get to see the little, Saber figure, who looks pretty cute, actually. And the space shuttle, whatever you want to call it, jet fighter mode looks really badass. Looks like it has landing gears, which I like. Yep,
It does.
It does, and just looks amazing to me. Let me look at some more pictures. Has a giant sword. Looks very IDW-ish, but I'm wondering if they might do like a G1 kit for it to give it a more G1 look for people who want that,
All he really needs is the head, honestly.
You don't think the shoulders could be...
Maybe the shoulders too.
head.
They probably will, because there's some complaining about how the other guy's way too small to go with their masterpiece Star Saber.
Yeah.
So,
But I love how this looks.
but it doesn't go with that.
Yeah,
Anyway.
a few people I know actually got to mess with the prototype, and they said it's heavy. It just feels really high quality, and just has a real good feel to it, just like their Deathsaurus did. And the Deathsaurus has been very popular from what I hear, and people just really enjoy that figure. And I'm not like some giant Star Saber fan. I just think he looks amazing, and I like the different take of him that was in More Than Meets the Eye, in IDW.
Well, Primus hates you, so.
Yep, Primus hates you. But I just really love how this looks.
Oh, they're making his tiger pants.
Tiger pants?
Yes, they are making his tiger pants.
What do you mean his tiger pants? Oh, yes, that's right. So they are...
His tiger that turns into pants.
Yeah, they're doing their Victory Leo, Victory Leo, and it can combine with their Star Saber, so you can have Victory Saber. One thing weird in the picture where it's like Star Saber plus Victory Leo equals Victory Saber. The combined mode looks way bigger than the other two figures, and I'm just like, why would the wings on Victory Leo get bigger when they combine? I'm like, I just think they're showing you, hey, isn't this awesome that they can combine? And that is really cool that they're doing that. I really like that. I personally, I would only go for the Star Saber part, because that's what I like. But I know a lot of people would be super excited to have a combining one like that. What do you guys think? And girl?
I don't know.
I'm 100% in on the Star Saber. I'm 0% in on the Victory Leo.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
cool
don't even
that
know
they
what a
made
Victory
it,
Leo is.
I'm right there with you. I only want the Star Saber. Leigh, do you like Star Saber?
Not particularly.
Okay.
But your dad.
He did the voice for us.
Look. Someone else can have their fan moment, okay? Leave me alone.
All right. Okay.
She just doesn't like Evil Dad.
Next up, we have Fans Hobby. And they've really been making great strides with the fandom, I think. So they have, I guess what is that, God Bomber there? Or Bomber.
Yeah.
Yep, Bomber. And
Sure.
Bomber.
Yep, Bomber.
Bombor.
And they show that.
Stick him in a barrel.
And he can team up with
Beer Gut Optimus.
yeah, what are they showing it can team up with? Oh, they're like they're Power Master Optimus Prime, so you can make the whole God Bomber thing. That's really cool. God, that thing's enormous looking. And looks like it has, says new sculpted. I guess this is like the evil version of it, of their or
Yes.
God Bomber, and they're like, oh, you got a new head, and new, what's it say? New sculpted head with extended function for combined mode with MB06A. So that looks pretty cool.
Oh, he's got little dudes.
Oh yeah,
3 junior power pilots
that's
included.
pretty. Yeah, 3 junior power pilots. That's right. So he has.
Whatever the heck
Yep.
that is.
Well, those are the little Power Master dudes, I guess. But why there's more than 2, I don't know. I guess one of them is with Bomber, and the other 2 are with, Power Master Optimus. But
Sure.
and they show
I
the
don't
whole
know.
combined mode, and that just looks enormous and pretty cool. And it's just about a head shorter than their Overlord figure, and their Overlord figure's gigantic.
Did you guys see the cartoon?
No, I didn't
Nope.
watch that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
No Watchy Master Force.
Yeah, I watched some of
Okay.
it. When they 2 people would pilot the God Bomber, and what's his name? The third guy, Ginrai.
Yeah, Jinrai.
Jinrai?
Yeah, he would join them in the chest, like when they formed God Japanese Optimus.
Okay.
He would join them in
I
the
get you.
chest.
So it's Power Rangers. Cool.
And that explains the 3 windows in the chest too.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty cool. Do you remember him being just a smidge shorter than Overlord in the cartoon? Does that seem right, or?
I think he was about the same height.
Okay, this is only a smidge shorter than their gigantic Overlord. So, yeah, these things are giant. Then next up we have MB12 Athena, and this is the first time they're doing a smaller figure. So they said is the new addition to Master Builder series. This is the first model with a smaller proportion in vehicle mode, and hope we can still bring fun and surprise in this character. And this is their version.
Gotta love
Yeah,
that
that's
English.
right. And this says, although this is a study prototype and details to be refined, we still want to share the development status with you all. So this is their version of Minerva. And this looks really cool. I don't know a lot about Minerva. It does have an opening chest plate, and there will be power indicators in there. And the
him.
Oh, Minerva's a him?
No. You said she has an opening chest plate. And it's
Oh, gotcha. Yes. Yes. All right. I got you now. I talk so fast, I just, it doesn't register at first, but I'm following
She's
up. And
I call her Girl Night.
yeah, she pretty much is Girl Nightbeat. And Junior Power Pilot can be transformed to robot head, so it's a headmaster, and that's pretty cool. Turns into a little robot.
Head on.
Thank you. But that looks cool, and I am interested to see, will they do a Nightbeat, and is the Nightbeat just gonna look, like a G1-ish Nightbeat, or might it by some chance have swappable parts or something to make it look like IDW? I don't know. Probably G1.
Give me a more than meets the eye Nightbeat.
Yeah, if they do more than meets the eye Nightbeat, I'd love it. Alright, so there's that, and they
I'm not sure they're even planning for a Nightbeat here. I don't see like the arms and stuff, because it's Minerva, are like kind of smallish.
Yeah, it's more feminine looking, I will say that.
Yeah.
They'd have to change it a bit.
You can Hasbro partial tool him out
Yeah.
of her.
They
I
might do
guess.
that, you never know.
They'd have to really commit to it, but it
And
can
this
be done.
looks like it's up to their Power Master Optimus Prime's knees at most. So it's a smaller figure, but it's still a little tall, I'd say, for like a masterpiece car size. That does seem kind of tall. Cool. Were you gonna say something, RD?
No.
Okay. Let's see.
I was going to say something that I think that these pictures we're looking at here now look better than the first one that you sent us in the chat, because in that first one the head looked massive.
Yeah. All right.
cool.
Let's see. What is this other thing from Fans Hobby? So, let's see.
Ooh.
Is that? Tell me what this is, Josh. I've heard different people say different things.
Methinks Methinks this is an Armada
Okay,
Prime.
that's what I've heard everyone say, and
Yep, that's an Armada Prime because there's Overload and
okay.
Jetfire.
Yeah, so they were going to do it at a smaller scale. Now they're saying, no, we're going to do it in the same scale as our bigger guys like Power Master Optimus Prime. So yeah, they are doing an Armada Optimus Prime. Has a truck mode. They're doing the Jetfire. They're doing the whole combined, mode for the robot and the vehicle. And I think I've heard there's like some type of, was it like a missile attachment or something? I don't know, because I don't know enough about him. But I've heard he has like.
I don't know what you're talking about there.
Is
but
that the
I see
wind-up
that they're
pants
doing-
guy?
Huh?
That's the wind-up pants guy,
Yes,
right?
yes, that is the wind-up pants guy.
All right. But that's cool for people who want that. That's going to be huge. Really cool, though. All right.
I'm not super attached to Armada as a
Yeah.
series, but this is
Yeah.
cool.
I've never seen it, but I like what Fans Hobby's doing. I think eventually.
I highly recommend the second
All
half
right.
of it.
I-
The first half is
That's
just
where I messed up.
get the mini-con.
I feel like eventually Fans Hobby's going to make something that I will want. I do. I like how their products look, but they just haven't made someone that I want yet. But I think they will eventually. All right.
I'm still debating their Scourge.
Okay. I've heard that's a cool figure. All right. So next up we have Mastermind Creations. And here they show off their R50 Supermax, which was the Planet Steel Express exclusive fundraiser. And unfortunately, just today, as of the date of this recording, which is March 20th, they said that unfortunately the crowdfund failed. I think they had like 458 or 9 at the end out of 800 that they needed to make it. So they are refunding everyone's money. I know, I put in for it, and I already got an email from Planet Steel Express and PayPal saying we're refunding the money. So I'm waiting for that to pop in on the credit card, and there will be $50 less I'll have to pay for this month's credit card bill. Yay! But yeah, that's unfortunate.
But no,
Yeah.
Max.
Sorry, Rick.
Yeah, sorry, Rick. We were really happy to speak with you. Hopefully, some other things that are coming out are things we can talk to you about in the near future. Yeah, we just love the design of it. I don't know if it's allowed to be shopped around to another company or if another one will even be interested now. But if another company like Planet X or someone might want to do this, even at a smaller scale, or get rid of a couple features to keep the cost down, I think it would still be awesome. So we'll see.
So now what did I miss?
Yeah,
Supermax lost. Josh
the
cried.
crowdfund for that MMC Fortress Maximus figure. It did not meet its goal for the crowdfund, so it's not going to be made by MMC at least. So.
Oh, also there's Fans Hobby is doing an Armada Prime, Armada Jetfire, and Armada Overload, but I think you're too old to remember those characters.
All right, so that's sad about Supermax. I know they showed all the animation and extra parts, extra things you get with the figure, but oh well, not happened. Then they showed, their DJD with just the 3 that are out, which is Voss, Kaon, and Tarn. And they showed them with the Pet and Nickel, who should be coming out in a month or two. So looking forward to that. I think they come out in May. So that's their predicted date. And they look done, so.
I thought it was April. But
Yeah, I
maybe
can't
it is
remember.
May.
I want to say it was May, but I know it's pretty soon. And look.
I already pre-ordered them, so they have my money. I'm just waiting for the
Same
toys to
here,
appear.
buddy. Same here. And really looking forward to them. They look great. Add them to the team. keep going, and of course they show Megatron holding the one-piece Voss rifle, which I believe the 2-pack kit's gonna come with that, and also if you pre-ordered early, it comes with a different colored version of it. So I don't know if what they're showing us is the normal color or the alternate color of it.
I think the alternate one is black. Not sure.
Okay,
So, 'cause
I
this
can't
one's-
remember.
looks pretty standard to me.
Yeah, this one's purplish, so. But it's giant, and they show their Megatron figure holding it, so that's kind of cool. Then from Ocular Max, they showed off all their Bruticus people. So there's Impetus. I'm just gonna fly past that because we've already talked about all of them in great detail before. So I'm gonna go past it. Combined mode still looks pretty cool to me. They did show the animation where they show them all transform. I heard they had problems with that, sadly.
They did. The animatic wouldn't work at first, and then they got it.
Oh, okay, they got it going. Well, good then. Yay. Then let's see. They have a repaint of their remix Jaguar figure, and that's their Ravage. So now he's in blue. Didn't they? I thought they already put that out as an exclusive. I thought that came out like last year as an exclusive at one of the TFcons in blue. Like, wasn't he called Catcall?
It looks like what they're advertising.
Yeah,
here is the
exactly.
cage.
He comes with the cage from the G1 episode there. Yeah, so I guess they're gonna sell high fidelity RMX 01 plus Jaguar cage. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm hoping they sell the.
Editing out.
I'm hoping they.
Crunching. I just realized. I thought I had the microphone muted, and I just realized I've been crunching with the microphone on.
I haven't heard it, but we can edit it out.
Me neither.
But I'm hoping the cage is just a separate thing they sell, and you don't have to buy the blue Ravage to get it. Because I like the cage. That's pretty cool. That'd be a cool accessory. Then, from Ocular Max, they have the first figure from this new line they're calling Unlimited. So U01 is called Stellaris Prominion or Promenon. And this is a... Hold on.
Star
Thank you.
Convoy.
Star Convoy.
Yeah, Star Convoy.
And this is a tall figure. I mean, this is a big boy. I think it's just as tall as a Masterpiece Star Saber, because they showed a picture of the prototype for it with their Azalea figure standing in front of it, the Ocular Max Azalea. That's their RC. And then someone put a picture of Masterpiece Star Saber with the same figure in front of it, and they're about the same size, the Star Saber and this Star Convoy. And it's pretty dang cool looking. I know my buddy Scott, he said that he thinks when you look at the alt mode that maybe it's like some type of retool or partial tool of their Onslaught figure, and that's possible. I haven't really been able to examine them side by side close enough yet to tell, but it's possible.
Is their Onslaught figure that big?
I don't know that he's
doubt
that big.
it.
He's pretty tall, but I'm not sure if he's this tall.
Because that RC figure you got just comes up to this thing's
Yeah.
knee.
So that's why I'm like I don't remember if Onslaught's that tall, but yeah, hard to say. Maybe they borrowed engineering from it or something. But
This, I mean, it's kind of shaped like an Onslaught to me. But this doesn't really look like Star Convoy's vehicle mode to me. I looked at some pictures earlier. I mean, this looks more like some kind of G.I. Joe thing than that.
Yeah, I assumed it was a G.I. Joe thing.
it could be.
But it's not particularly like grabbing me and saying, "Hey, looks like this particular like G.I. Joe thing," but it's got that kind of a look.
It doesn't look like the Star Convoy vehicle, the G1,
No.
but it still looks like a brick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different
Yes.
shaped brick.
Yes.
Yeah, and I noticed the guns that are on the shoulders and the kind of like above the front of the truck mode, they're articulated. You can move them, to the sides and back
Yeah,
in.
that's
That's cool. You can put the gigantic Optimus Prime gun right on top if you want, Looks kind of silly right there, in my opinion. He's got tank treads and wheels and just looks crazy. You all right over there?
And the tank treads
Stop dying.
You okay there?
I laughed and then it got started coughing.
Yep.
What is it? This is just following me every time I do a podcast. Someone starts dying.
But
To those who are at the Sunday podcast panel,
I believe this.
the tank treads are rubber. They do not actually tread, but there are wheels underneath them, and they're very subtle.
That's cool. Then I believe this thing had a base mode. I want to say I saw either a render or the prototype was in some type of base mode for it, which would make sense since I believe this comes from like the Micromaster series originally.
Yeah, the original has
Yeah.
a base mode, so that wouldn't be appropriate.
But not bad.
Checks out.
It's not bad looking. I'm personally not interested in it because I'm not some big Star Convoy fan, but it does look good, and I'm curious how it will sell since there is like a Hasbro Asia or Takara version coming out. I don't know if it's like a Siege thing or a redo of like the the Power of the Primes Optimus Prime. I think
It does look like the Power of the Prime's Optimus Prime.
So this one's the Ocular Max, of course, is going to be a way better product than that, but just depends on how much this costs and if the quality's up there compared to the price of the Takara Hasbro one. All right, and unfortunately, that's the end of the third-party panel. That's all they showed.
No!
Yeah.
It wasn't long enough for you?
It was decently long. They just didn't have a lot of new stuff to show, in my opinion.
No, they really didn't.
But for me, the standouts were FansToys Astrotrain and the mini bots, which we've seen before. Saber from Planet X with the Victory Leo, and then the Ocular Max Star Convoy. A lot of people were interested in that. What did you guys like? What really stood out to you?
Pretty much what you said.
Yeah.
The Star Saber, Astrotrain, Warpath. Other than that, meh. These are all cool things, but things that I do not
All right.
collect. Like, I'm not even gonna get the Astrotrain, but
Yeah.
it's super neat.
Him, I probably would get.
Blue streak.
Yeah.
Leigh, anything stand out to you that you liked?
FansToys.
Yeah. You like the Menasor? You like the Astrotrain?
I mean, like I said, like Menasor, of course, because Menasor has a special place in my heart, being my favorite combiner from the series. And kind of been disappointed with the whole like Menasor, Motormaster, Stenicon lines anyway, because you had Fans Project, which was a nightmare. But because I'm still kind of have a soft spot for him, I still have my Motormaster from that line. But I'm just like I said, I'm always gonna lean FansToys because I've never been dissatisfied with any of the figures that I've gotten from them.
All right.
And they always seem to fall more cartoon accurate for me, and with me having the nostalgia of the G1, like if it really kind of hits a home plate, which is what FansToys has been doing that to me. I'm always gonna grab their stuff.
All right.
So
Cool. All right. RD, any other comments before we go on?
No, other than sharing some more fans toys love.
All right. That's fine. Okay, so at the show, at the MMC table, they had a couple things on display there. So they had their Guzzle figure, which is still looking great to me, and I'd like to pick it up. Is someone guzzling? And so they had that, but then they had a kind of remold, redeco of it as Brawn, and it's weird because it's kind of like a combo of like an animated look slash a IDW look for him, and it is weird. I could see the appeal of it for some people. It's a cool looking mold, but it's not one that I would want because to me that's not what Brawn looks like, and I'm way more into the Guzzle figure because of the Wreckers, but I can see the appeal if someone wants that. And one thing about that mold, when they first showed it, at like a past TFcon, you see how there's like the tread part under the hand? When they first showed the mold, that part slid back into the arm more. And I'm wondering if it can do that. I don't know if it rotates in or slides in, or if now they made a change and it's just stuck like under the hand like that. Because that would be a little weird to me. But we'll have to see. Yeah, but Guzzle looks awesome. Not so cool. Not so keen on the Brawn figure. I don't know how y'all feel. Then
I think it's a great Man-at-Arms figure.
Yep. Let's see. Then they had the prototype for the Star Convoy there as well. Looks pretty cool. Very, very tall looking. That's a big boy. Yeah, there's Azalea who, I guess up to mid-thigh, if that, on him. And sadly, that's kind of all MMC had. I know, Josh, you said you talked with Jay at the table and were asking him if they were going to do anything for Supermax at the time. And
so I got an interesting answer
tell
on
us,
that.
please.
From what I gathered, MMC was a little discombobulated in general. They were expecting to have a banner and postcards for Supermax with like links to the fundraiser and such. They did not get them. They got Star Convoy instead, which they did not expect. And the other thing he said was that the two owners of the company, each of them just had babies, and so everything up in management is a little crazy and a little distracted because they're all taking care of newborns.
Well, people have babies and then they lose their minds. Andrew.
Yeah, you just when you first have a baby, you don't get a lot of sleep, and a lot of things that you might want to do just fall by the wayside because you won't have time to do them or think about them. So I'm not. Yeah,
Never.
I'm not surprised.
That's why I didn't have
What's
any.
that?
That's why I'm not having any.
It's tough. It's worth it, but it's tough. My little daughter has a nasty cold right now, and that's been very difficult for my wife and me. But
Keep your "that's worth it" to yourself.
I'm trying to. I've been popping the Zycams because I don't want her cold.
Ew.
But you hear my voice is starting to go. So yay! All right. So there was that from MMC's table, and thanks for getting some details about what was going on there too, Josh. All right. So
Yeah, nice going, Recon team.
yeah.
Yeah.
So also.
Those live tweets from the panels were amazing. Bravo. Thank you very much.
Oh, did they remove?
You were actually on assignment and you still made it to the podcast. How did that happen?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find.
And I did 2 podcasts at the show.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Yes, and I saw part of one
Me
of
too.
them already.
Both of them are up on Vangelis's YouTube channel.
Okay, so that's where they are. What I saw was like a mirror, and I didn't know where to go back to it when I had to click out of it. So, good to know.
Oh yeah, some news that I didn't put in the rundown, which happened during the show. Beast Wars writer Larry DiTilio, or DiTilio, I don't know how to say his name. DiTilio. Unfortunately, he passed away, and after a long illness, and he and Bob Forward were the story editors of the Beast Wars show, which brought a complete new generation of fans. I'm reading off of TFW 2005, and I know he worked on a lot of different shows other than just Beast Wars as well. So he worked on Masters of the Universe, is the other big one that they list.
Another great show.
Yeah, but kind of sad that happened. My other news item seems to have been removed from TFW, which is very interesting.
It did, I noticed that.
So, but basically it was news about, I'll tell you what I remember from it. It's very odd that it's not there. But basically there's going to be a Transformers War for Cybertron series on Netflix. And the info about it came from Lady of Rec, who's a friend of the Auto Nights Theater, so by proxy, she's our friend too. But
well, I spent hours editing her audio into a video, so we better.
Yeah.
I bought a T-shirt from her.
There you go. I saw that. That looks nice.
Yeah, but she. Let's see if I. Oh, hold on. I might be able to find it because her Twitter probably has some of this. Let's see here. Trying to see if she has it on Twitter.
Basically, Brandon Easton is a G1er.
Yep.
Woohoo!
That's right.
Yeah.
Promises a dark, gritty kind of look and feel. The animation studio is Polygon. Polygon did Transformers Prime, among other things, and Knights of Sidonia. And he says basically this thing's going to have a feel like Knights of Sidonia. Which the pictures I looked at of it looks like a little more scuffed up version of Voltron, which is cool to me.
And
so
also it's going to be 6 episode season or so, and around 22 minutes each per episode. That was the main thing I saw from it.
And 22 minutes means they're planning on showing it on TV somewhere.
Yeah, it could be. Let's see.
Maybe Europe or something, but
Someone's
that's spacing for commercials.
Someone's computer got angry.
I heard that.
Yeah, I see.
I
heard that.
Yeah, Brent.
That might have been
Oh,
me.
here we
I
go.
don't
I
know.
found it all. All right, so
It's called the Windows fart.
Link us.
here, I'll link y'all real quick. Copy. Let's see here. You want it Skype or Facebook?
I'm in the dock, but
Okay.
I don't care.
I'll just slap it in the dock then. Hold on. One sec. Beep, beep.
Slap it on the dock
There you go.
of the bay.
So,
No, that's in the jukebox. Be quiet.
What? Sponge brain.
Josh doesn't like any of the music that's in the Silver Diner jukebox. There we go.
Alright, so you gotta scroll down a bit to get to it though. Let's see. Yeah, where is it?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm getting.
Brandon Easton knows the comics. Dropped a few specific details about the IDW Unicron series.
Oh, I just lost my place and I was on it. Okay, here we go. Alright, I got it now. So, let's see. Yeah, Brandon Easton.
Says there is money going into this show,
Yeah.
unlike Cyber.
Brendan's written over half the first season of the show, and it will be directed to the older fans of the brand. Brandon knows his comics, dropped a few specific details about IDW Unicron series. Doesn't know how you're gonna get to watch it yet. Hopefully more than one season. DVD Blu-ray release should be out maybe a year after the show releases on Netflix. Voting with your dollar works. Yeah, money going into the show, like Drew said. Probably coming out in 2020, but they're not sure. Let's see. Yep, 6 episodes, 22 minutes each. He thinks a trailer drop. When a trailer drops, fans will be very pleased and surprised at how it's going. He can't say if Metroplex is in it yet. Makes me feel like he could be, but we'll see. The lore coming out may have a lasting effect on the canon. Brendan Easton worked on Agent Carter, and audience was very happy with that. Sadly, not a bunch here, though, meaning he can't talk about Agent Carter too much. The Knights of Sidonia from Netflix. The animation look and feel as a description point for the new show, and it's possible this will be on Netflix as a Netflix-only show. He's dropping Gundam shows with dark vibe as what he's enjoyed and hopes to do similar in his writing because he likes dark stuff. Okay. Let's see. That's kind of it for that. So.
Yep.
Couple things you didn't mention. Brandon Easton personally believes that War for Cybertron is going to be the next definitive show in the brand, which is that sounds nice to me because I don't feel like we've had that since.
Yeah,
Prime.
I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I feel like our idea was just kind of there. Cyberverse is just kind of on YouTube. Prime Wars Trilogy was very meh and on YouTube. So this could be like the next big thing, which would make me happy if it's good. And the other thing that she's very specific on, very insistent on, is that he's a real geek. He keeps dropping references to all these geeky shows, and that he is apparently has been consuming everything Transformers, even the Japanese media.
Interesting.
Deep dive.
Yeah.
And the implication I'm getting from the tweet is that he didn't just go back and consume everything as research. It sounds like he was consuming it all at the time and has been a fan the entire time.
Yeah, and I want to say, didn't he write the Transformers Deviation comic? Yeah,
that is correct.
That got a little weird for me, but I'll give him a chance with the series here. All right.
Was that the Hot Rod Hate comic?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh.
Kind of in the Starscream, instead of
RD.
Instead of Megatron
Fuck that guy.
getting an upgrade, Starscream got one from Unicron.
I'm just kidding.
I didn't hear what you said at all. What'd you say?
He said, "Fuck that guy."
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, yeah. So let's do this discussion question real quick, or topic. It's not really a question, but I got that. This comes from me, and basically, I got the MMC Inventa figure, and I was shocked at how big the box was because I got two things from Chosen Prime in the stash. And this came in the largest box I've ever received from them. And I was shocked. I was like, why is this box, and why is this so big? It's just Inventa, a little, space shuttle, and it's an upgrade kit for the Power of the Prime's Abominus. And, I open the box, and I pull out the upgrade kit, and I was like, oh, well, that's a little bigger box than I expected. Then I pull Inventa's box out, and I'm like, holy crap, this thing is enormous. One of the biggest boxes I've ever received for a figure. It's just huge. And it comes in shuttle mode with the wings flipped around, and there's a gigantic plastic tray keeping it safe in there. And I had it, both boxes were in my dining room, sitting on the table, and after a few days, I was like, I can't really think of a reason to just bring that giant box upstairs and just keep it there. I'm like, I'm not going to sell this figure anytime soon, if ever, and I don't really need a giant box that large around for something I'm not going to sell for years and years. So that kind of inspired me, and I went, I'm just going to break this box down and recycle it. And I did, and I didn't really feel bad about doing it. I keep the instructions and card and all the stuff that came with it, no problem. And then I went up to my, third floor bonus room where I have my collection, and I just thought, there's a couple other things I could get rid of here. So I grabbed MMC's Carnifex box. I, took the extra head out and the instructions, and I went, I love that figure. I'm not going to sell that anytime soon, so I'm going to break that down. And then same thing with Terminus Hexatron's box. I kept the instructions, broke that box down, recycled all of that, and the upgrade kit. I'm like, for Abominus, I'm like, well, that's pretty much going to stay on Abominus. I'm not going to take him apart because that thing was a pain in the ass to put on the figure, but once it's on there, it looks fantastic. So got rid of all that, and I just went, wow, that just looks great to not have boxes on my third floor and open up some space. And if my recycle bin wasn't full, I would have done more. But it was very liberating to do that, and I asked some friends about it, and they were like, oh, well, what if you sell the figures? And I thought about it, and I went, well, a lot of figures don't really take a loss, or much of one anyway, if you don't have the box. And I said, if it is a loss, it's like $5 to $10, and I'd rather take that and have the space, the cleanliness, and not be a hoarder. So for you guys and girl, have you guys ever recycled, what do you do with your figure boxes? Do you keep them all? Do you recycle them? And if you do keep them, why do you keep them?
Everything you just said horrified me.
I understand. I took a picture of that, and I tweeted it out, just to show everyone, and sent it to some friends, and yeah, some of them were like, "Oh no, I could never do that. I like the boxes too much." And they're like, "What if I ever sell the stuff?" And I'm like, "You don't want to have more space and give up $5 to $10, if that, here and there?" And a lot of them were like, "Oh no, I want to keep the boxes."
Well, here's something I considered.
Yeah.
Here's something I actually do. I keep all the card backs when I get a figure that's on a peg, deluxes or whatever.
Yeah.
I keep the card backs. I throw out the plastic blister thing, and they all fit in one place, like all flattened together. Right. But so at one point I was gonna flatten out my boxes, like like for the deluxe, for the Voyagers and Ultras and all that stuff, and then Hasbro decided that they were going to start changing the shape of the boxes. Mm-hmm. like they had the zigzag boxes and shit like that. I'm like, what do I do with this? So basically, I have a big mess of boxes. Some have stuff in them, some don't, and it's become a bigger problem because now I have to sort through them. If I want to throw the boxes out, now I have to go through them each, then take out the accessories and instructions and all that shit. So
bless you.
So you basically
Don't.
brought to my attention a big problem I have that I didn't want to face.
Oh no.
Sorry, dude.
And with that, I'm ending the Skype conversation.
All right. Who else wants to comment on this?
Recently, my boxes get emptied and they go on the floor for the cat to play with them for a little while until they go away. We got a kitten. And
Oh,
it's
you
cute.
got a kitten?
The little box, and he'll roll up in it and bat at the clear plastic insert and then run out. But the thing is now that the deluxes have a box too. It's like, oh god, it looks nice but it's only going to be in there from the store to the house. At which point it's getting flattened.
Unless you're RD.
It's getting flattened and going away. Well, I've never kept Hasbro.
Yeah, I
boxes.
don't keep those either.
I mean, they make tens of, not dozens of tens of thousands of each one of those figures. You do not have a collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have anything of any that nobody else can get, unless it starts getting old, and then it can get harder to find. But I've kept the Bad Cube boxes and the DX9 boxes up to this point, but all my Masterpiece boxes, they're gone. I didn't even keep up with any of the instructions on any of that.
Wow.
It's gone. But the Bad Cube and the DX9 and the whatever else little third-party X-Trans, whatever else I've got laying around that has a box, those boxes are still here for now. I've got a Vinyl Tech Tracks, the yellow one that's still in his box. I've got a couple of little Japanese importy things that are like that. When I'm done looking at them, I put them back up in their box so that they don't get dusty and shit. But I don't care about boxes. They're gone the minute I can get them gone.
Yeah, like I have all the like the older, car masterpiece boxes, or just I took all the accessories out and the instructions, and I put them all in bags. But those are all just, the boxes are just kind of sitting there, and I'm like, it's probably time I should just break those down and recycle them. I asked some people, hey, does anyone want to buy the boxes? And, no one really does. They're like, I didn't really get any reception on that, so I'm kind of like, yeah, I should probably just get rid of them. I'm keeping all those guys, and like I said,
check with Transformer Lands. I know they buy instructions. I don't know if they buy boxes, but they might. They might want masterpiece boxes.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got like the tray.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff,
I do.
They might have like loose. They might have loose masterpieces they want to put in boxes so they can sell them for a little more.
All right. I'll check with them. I know who they are. That's a good idea.
I mean, I don't know that they take boxes, but I know they buy instructions and junk.
Yeah.
So
That's a good idea.
I do have the GoBot Puzzler card back still, like all like in a bag and all stacked up. But that was kind of cool because I bought them and they were like super clean and still had their card backs, and I was like, okay, that's kind of special. So I kept that.
I could see that. Nice. All right. Anyone else have comments about this?
I have.
Go ahead.
All right, so I'm a little interesting here. Is that in general, especially with third-party figures, I always keep the box. With Hasbro figures, the few that I buy, I have kept boxes of late, but in the past I usually did not. A couple years ago, I did a mass purge of all the movie figure boxes that I still had that I had broken down and had shoved into a cabinet. So I trashed or recycled all of those. But the reason in general that I keep especially third-party boxes is moving, honestly. Because I've got so much stuff, and I just recently moved into a new house this past year, and expect at some point within the next year or two to move again. Eventually I would like to move out of my parents' house.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And I feel it's easiest
He's
to...
gone. Yeah.
Okay. I feel it's easiest to transport a lot of this stuff if I just pack it back up in its box. And upgrade kits, I almost always keep the box because that's just where I keep the bits of the kit that I'm not using, or the bits from the original figure that have been replaced.
That makes sense. Oops.
Yeah.
I do have a little drawer unit thing from IKEA, wherein one of the drawers is just accessories, piles of accessories and little baggies, and it's a mess, but it's an organized-ish mess. I just kind of dig around, and I can usually find whatever gun I'm looking for within a minute. So I don't keep accessories still in bits of their boxes, like I think Drew was saying, or RD. I forget who mentioned it.
Me.
But yeah, I feel like the best way to move these things, especially with the bigger or the more fragile or scarier ones, is just put all their bits back in their box the way they came. Plus, the house I'm living in now has an unfinished basement, so I have a heck ton of storage space for all this stuff. They're just in bins in the basement. And there's plenty of space for me to store more boxes, so I'm not concerned about storage.
Yeah, you made me think of something. I've got a couple of these little Japanese print jewelry boxes. You know the ones. They've got
but okay.
They've got like the felt on the inside and the little slots to put rings in. So all the DC collectibles Flash figures that had extra hands, their hands are in those little ring
That's a good idea.
ring spacers, and spare heads are in little drawers and stuff on the little box. So I've got all the Flash figures there, and a couple of Marvel Legends that I have, and all their little stuffs in the little box, so that I don't lose any of it. So that's a thought for people that don't have a way to keep all their accessories.
That's smart. Yeah, I've like a lot of my Marvel Legend boxes, I don't want to keep all those, so I kind of did similar. I just took Ziploc bags and put the accessories in, and extra heads or weapons, whatever in there. And if I bought a bunch of labels, so that way I could, once I have a full label sheet, I can just print it off and label all the bags and know what's what. Easily just put it on the bag. So I will get that done eventually. Leigh, do you have any comments for this discussion question?
I used to keep the boxes until I had a flood, and then I kept the boxes as long as I could, hoping that airing them out would help, and then they started smelling like old, and so I had to throw them away, and I broke my heart.
Aw, alright. That sucks. Poor Leigh, I understand.
And I just haven't gotten any new figures since then.
Yeah. Aw. Alright. Well, I think we've covered that one pretty well, and hopefully some people will be inspired to, get rid of their boxes, not be a hoarder as much, and, that's a good thing, I think, if you're able to do that.
Are you talking to me? Are you directing that at me?
Sure.
RD, first you have to take your toys out of their boxes.
RD, first you have to admit that you have a problem. That's the first step.
I'm almost there.
You can do it. But
RD, you have a problem.
Yep. Alright, guys. Well, I think we've covered all this. It's a pretty fun show. So, let's see. Let me get all of our social media crap so I can read that off of the last show, because I forgot to put it in this one. Oops. Hold on one second.
Let's see. We are at FKT Podcast on Twitter, at FKT Podcast on Facebook. On Instagram, we're at FKT Pod. On... Oh, I'm forgetting something.
Instagram.
We don't have a Pinterest. No, we don't have a Pinterest. Instagram, we're FKT Pod.
And our email.
FKT Pod.
At gmail.com.
At gmail.
That's right.
Now I hear the chips.
Yeah. And
Nom nom.
It's Sharktacons, run!
all right, if you want to get in touch with me, you can write me at ShatSpeaks. That's SCHATZ Speaks on Twitter. As the podcast, you can email us. You can write us on Twitter. Those are the best places. Facebook, we have a Facebook page, so you can write us there too if you would like. Drew, do you want to give out your social media?
I am Blink Drive with an underscore in between the two, and I do the close contact. Twitter has been more active lately. I've been trying to do almost daily photo comics or photos or weird stuff there. So if you like funny Transformers things, there's some stuff going on there.
All right, cool.
So that's cool.
Cool.
RD?
What's up? I am at RD_Blade on Twitter. I'm also at Galaxy_Rangers. And you can check out my podcast, Series 6 Podcast, at series6podcast.com. The number 6. The most recent episode 18. I had a couple of guests on there, and allegedly they had a good time.
Oh.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Drew and me were on. Yeah,
That's right.
That was a cool time.
And it was a podcast crossover.
And everyone should go check that out.
Josh, have you picked your new Twitter name out?
I have not yet.
I still think you should go with Nightbeat Bunch of Numbers.
I don't. Why? I don't understand.
At just Joshin. I'm telling you.
No. I will shoot you with this little bone crusher gun that I'm randomly holding right now. Cute.
What is that?
All right.
At present, I am at T_F_Allen.
With an E.
Yes, I don't want to be anymore, but I haven't figured out a better
You were
alternative.
given a better alternative, and you threatened to shoot him.
No, that's terrible.
That is
That's
awesome.
An awful idea.
It's-
and I
it's
hate
using
it,
your
and I
name
hate
as a
you.
verb.
Not a good idea to shoot
It's
people.
awesome.
Yes, it is if I want them to die.
I could use my name as a verb too. I drew that.
Hey, you know, you could just threaten to like punch him in the throat like I do.
Oh.
Falcon
Well,
punch.
will you be at TFcon DC, Drew?
Oh,
Oh, no, sorry, RD. Wait, no, who
Oh
is
yeah,
who's-
we forgot
oh,
to
God.
mention the next
Who's messing with
TFcon
me
is
right
in
now?
DC in late October.
No. The next TFcon is in Toronto.
come on. Yeah. And a long time ago, a cat named Drip lived in Tokyo. We taught him the ins and outs of our jet judo. 1, 2, 3. He liked it so much that he started to teach about our glow. He had to get a Lambo Associated Dojo. Lambos in motion, touching the sky. Never believe Lamborghinis could fly. All this commotion is making me go. And you see that I believe that some things are more than meets the eye. Sometimes you take to the skies and find those secrets right before your eyes. I don't know if Drip can blow, but he believes he's peerless under heaven's glow. Upside slide from here to show you jet judo. Lambos in motion, touching the sky. Never believe Lamborghinis could fly. All this commotion is making me go. 1, 2, 3, wanna mess with me and my brother Sun Stricker? Well, you gotta know jet judo to get inside the flow. I got the glow, gotta go. Step back, Dutch, don't you hurt her? I'll shove your nose cone in your afterburner. Never trust a seeker, never trust a seeker, never trust a seeker. Lambos in motion, touching the sky. Never believe Lamborghinis could fly. All this commotion is making me go.
It would take a tremendous amount of positive energy and a commitment on both sides to see the process through to the end.
I didn't even know the Decepticons had uncles.
Now, to banish this evil once and for all,
Lambos in motion, touching the sky. Never believe Lamborghinis could fly. All this commotion is making me go. And a long time ago, a cat named Drip lived in Tokyo. We taught him the ins and outs of our jet judo. It's Nissan-chi. He liked it so much he decided to teach about our glow. He had to get a Lambo Associated Dojo.